Hi everyone and welcome back to the Crafty Yellow Camper. When I was on last, I used the new Jar of Flowers stamp set with its coordinating punch, and we made a shaker card using the mason jar domes. And at the end of that video I promised you a card for a man using that set. Now obviously that set is predominantly flowers with some lovely greetings, and basically, how am I going to make a man's card? So I had a little bit of a think about it, because those of you that listen to my videos or know me well know I have a 5 ways rule. I won't buy anything unless I think I can use it more than 5 ways. So obviously that includes a female card and a male card. So I've gone ahead to keep these videos nice and short. I've gone ahead and I've started to put this card together. I did actually start another video talking about the bits that I've already got in front of you, and for some reason my phone decided to cut out, so I've had to start again. So I have got a soft suede standard C6 card, which if you're in the UK is half of an A4 sheet, cut across the width of the sheet, and then that is folded in half to make a standard C6 card. Okay, and on top of that I've used a piece of crumb cake and I've embossed that with the textured paper embossing folder. Might have got the name wrong on that, but contact me if you want the exact name. And I have then added on top of that a piece of one of these new designer series papers, and it's part of the World of Good suite, and this collection of papers is full of brick effect, wood effect, tiles, plaster, all that kind of thing. Absolutely perfect for men's cards. So I've picked to use this. It to me looks like plaster being applied over a blue wall. So I've layered those up and I've used our new Stamp and Seal Plus. So this is designed to replace the red liner tape, which itself was great, but you either needed to use a pokey tool or the edge of your scissors or have very long nails to get the backing off. It could be quite frustrating. And quite often, if you're like me, I stabbed myself fairly regularly with the pokey tool or the scissors. So this replaces it, and having used it a little bit, I think it is going to be good enough to use for 3D projects. Okay, so where's the jar, I hear you say? So what I've done is I've gone ahead and stamped to keep this short and sweet. So I've layered up my 3 pieces, and I have used the jar, the standard jar, and I've added the lid. So I've used balmy blue to stamp the jar to give a glass effect, and I've used basic grey to stamp the lid so it looks like it's got its lid screwed on, and inside that I've used Sailing Home, and this is the smaller boat from the Sailing Home stamp set, which was carried over into the new annual catalogue, but I thought it paired really well to give us a boat in a bottle effect. So I've got that, and then what I've also done is I've stamped the jar again, and then I've added the sentiment, I hope you can see that, set sail in the direction of your dreams. The thing that made me think about doing this was that we've just been reading the BFG with the children that I look after in my day job, and those of you that are familiar with the story will know that the BFG captures dreams and he stores them in glass jars. So that made me think of that. Okay, so I've also bought in some of the baker's twine. If you can see that, it's blue with a silver thread and a white thread through it. I think it's probably Misty Moonlight, sorry, you can probably see it better like that. Okay, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this round the top. I've probably got way too long a piece here. I'm going to wrap this round the top, and I think what we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of that Stamp and Seal Plus onto the back of the jar just to give us a starting point. Okay, so we'll stick that onto there, and we're going around the neck of the jar. So I'm just going to wind that round a couple of times, and you'll see there are little notches where that is punched out, and then we'll come back round to the back and we should be able to stick it there and just cut it off. And there's actually probably enough to do that with both jars, so let's do that. I had to pre-cut all of this before I started recording, so So we might as well have it around both jars. Now I've left the lid off this one because we're going to put it sideways. And in the BFG, the dreams get tipped out. So I come from a family of sailors. Spent my youth on boats. Didn't realise how privileged I was at the time, but I do now. Okay, so this would make an ideal men's card for any occasion, but equally if you've got a woman in your life that enjoys sailing, there's no reason why she couldn't be presented with this card. Okay, so I'm just looking for some, excuse me while I'm rummaging on my desk, I was just looking for some large dimensionals, but I seem to have run out, so we'll use up the edges. Never throw the edges away on your Stampin' Dimensionals. If you use a pair of Teflon scissors, which is what you've got here, you can see the blades are coated, they're black, so they're non-stick. Don't cut them apart with your regular snips because you'll end up with a sticky residue all over your scissors, which is a pig to get off, and the only thing that will get it off is surgical spirit or rubbing alcohol. So I'm just going to pop some dimensionals just on the back of that, just to give us a little bit of dimension. Flick off the backs of those, and we're going to put this jar to one side like that, and then we're going to tip this one sideways because it hasn't got its lid on. There we go. That's going to go like that. So quite nice and quick and easy to make. Really easy to stamp the boat over the jar and then punch it out, or you could stamp and punch it and then put the boat over the top. Really easy to see what you're doing. The Jar of Flowers stamp set is a photopolymer one, so you can see through it. So if you wanted to, if you're worried about lining it up, if you stamped the boat image first, which isn't photopolymer, that's red rubber, you can then angle your photopolymer stamp over it in the right direction. So there we go, that's our man's card using the Jar of Flowers. Hope you liked it. Very simple and quick, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye for now, happy stamping.